Did you know that there's a surface that can't be represented in our familiar three-dimensional space, but can be represented with 4 dimensions? It turns out to be important in processing complex images, and I'm going to describe it for you now.
A 3x3 image patch is an array of 9 grayscale values laid out in the 3x3 square representing pixels, as you see. For purposes of image processing and compression, as well as doing AI on images, it's very valuable to understand what the most frequently appearing such patches are. Of course, the most frequently occurring ones are the constant patches with the same value in every pixel. We'll remove those and ask what are the most frequently occurring non-constant patches. Specifically, we'd like to parameterize them. Turns out they are parameterized by a very interesting surface, which I'll show you. To explain this, we'll start out with a sheet of paper, in this case a red sheet. What we'll do first is take the 2 vertical edges of the paper and glue them together with a twist where we flip the left-hand edge and glue the resulting edge to the right-hand edge. The surface you get this way is called a Möbius band, and you may very well have constructed one with paper yourself. Now we ask what happens when we also glue the upper edge to the lower edge, this time without a twist. The result is called an identification space. You might think we could do this physically, but if you try it, you will find that you always tear the paper. This doesn't mean that there isn't a surface constructed this way, but it means that it can't be realized as a surface in our familiar 3-dimensional space. It turns out that it can be realized in 4 dimensions, though. There are slightly inaccurate representations in 3D space, as you can see both in drawings and as 3-dimensional glass objects. In both cases, though, you will see that the surface intersects itself, which means that its representation is not faithful in that there are some pairs of points in the identification space that are represented twice in the 3D model. What's really interesting about this surface is that its points provide a non-linear parameterization of the most frequently appearing 3x3 image patches. That's what you see in this picture. This parameterization has been very useful. It has allowed us to provide very good ways of understanding texture, of compressing images, and constructing neural networks, which are improvements over standard methods.